In the shadow of Rome's rising power, one king dared to stand against the inevitable. A man of formidable intellect, unyielding ambition, and a chilling nickname, the Poison King. This is the story of Mithridates VI of Pontus, a monarch who built an empire in the east and dreamt of a world free from Roman domination. His defiance would plunge the ancient world into decades of brutal warfare, a conflict that would test the very limits of the Roman Republic and forge the legends of its greatest generals. This is the saga of the Mithridatic Wars. The year is 88 BCE. Across the thriving cities of Asia Minor, a dark plan is set into motion. Under the secret orders of Mithridates, a day of reckoning arrives for the Romans and Italians living in his domain. In a single, horrifying day known as the Asiatic Vespers, an estimated 80,000 men, women, and children are systematically slaughtered. This was no mere act of war, it was a declaration of total annihilation, a message written in blood that there would be no compromise. The sheer scale and brutality of the massacre sent shockwaves through Rome, igniting a fire of vengeance that could only be quenched by total victory. The man chosen for the task was Lucius Cornelius Sulla, a brilliant and ruthless general. He marched his legions east, not just to punish Mithridates, but to reclaim Roman honor. His first major target was the ancient city of Athens. What followed was a siege of unimaginable cruelty. Sulla, desperate for resources, plundered the sacred groves and temples. The Athenians, trapped and starving, were pushed to the brink of cannibalism. When the city walls finally fell, Sulla's legions poured in, turning the streets of the famed philosophical center into rivers of blood. The message was clear. Allegiance to Rome's enemies meant utter devastation. The war, however, was far from over. Sulla took over, but Rome kept tearing itself apart. Vicious civil wars between rival factions, including Sulla and his nemesis Gaius Marius, forced the Republic to divert its attention and resources. This internal chaos, for Mithridates, it was lifeline. Every time the Romans seemed on the verge of crushing him, a new political crisis back home would pull their legions away. The Poison King proved to be a master of survival, using these respites to regroup, raise new armies, and continue his defiance. For years, the conflict evolved into a grueling stalemate, a protracted war of attrition that drained both sides. Eventually, a new Roman general stepped onto the stage, Lucius Licinius Lucullus, a strategist of immense talent. Lucullus took command and began a series of brilliant campaigns. He systematically dismantled Mithridates' power base, pushing him out of his own kingdom of Pontus and deeper into the rugged terrain of Armenia. Lucullus was a master of logistics, repeatedly outmaneuvering and defeating armies far larger than his own. Victory seemed within his grasp. But Lucullus was not a politician. His strict discipline and his attempts to protect the provincial populations from predatory Roman tax collectors made him powerful enemies back in the Senate. Undermined by political intrigue and facing mutinies from his weary troops, his command was stripped away just short of final victory. The man who replaced Lucullus was a rising star, a figure of immense popularity and ambition, Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, or Pompey the Great. Granted unprecedented power by the Roman people, Pompey arrived in the east with a massive army and a clear mandate: end this war once and for all. He was a different kind of general from Lucullus, faster, more decisive, and with a flair for the dramatic. He quickly cornered Mithridates' remaining forces and, in a final, climactic night battle, shattered his army. The great king of Pontus was forced to flee, a fugitive in his own land. Pompey then methodically reorganized the entire eastern Mediterranean, turning kingdoms into provinces and securing Rome's dominance for a generation. Hunted and betrayed, Mithridates made his last stand not against the Romans, but against his own rebellious son. Rather than face the humiliation of being paraded through Rome in a triumph, the Poison King chose to end his own life. Imagine, his lifelong immunity to poisons totally failed him in the end, and he had to command a loyal bodyguard to run him through with a sword. His death marked the end of an era. The Mithridatic Wars had fundamentally reshaped the world. Rome's eastern frontier was now secure and vastly expanded. The conflict had catapulted generals like Sulla and Pompey to levels of personal power that the old Republic could not contain. The stage was now set for the final act of the Roman Republic. The story of the Poison King is a testament to the brutal ambition of one man and the relentless power of an empire on the rise. Mithridates had lost his war, but in his challenge, he had exposed the cracks in his enemy's foundation, hastening the very transformation he fought to prevent. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this look into one of history's most epic conflicts, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Elemental History. See you in the next one.